Okay, so what we're going to do now, so we flew the drone just over there, up that little valley up there, and back down again, and then we just kind of walked straight across rather than trying to find the path, because it's just wet underfoot, that's all. Other than that, the going is pretty easy for going straight across. Now you can see that looks like a path that goes up to the left hand side, which matches the map. Now when you look sort of about 1/3 of the way up, it's pretty much just canyon. So there's clearly, you know, unlikely to be somewhere to camp up there. Not impossible, but I think unlikely. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to look for camp from now. So the path was up there. Now clearly, you know, all of this is going to be pretty wet and boggy, but it's quite nice to be by the water if possible. So basically what the plan is, see there's a little flow of water coming through here, so we just step across that. So basically we're going to be, what's the time now? So it's 3:30 nearly, not quite 3:30. So we've only been walking an hour and a half. We've not been walking very long now. So like I said, we know that we're going up that way tomorrow, and given that's going to be quite a big quite a big steep day for me tomorrow, I think finding something that resembles a camp around here is kind of a priority. Now I have to say, whilst loads of people obviously come in a tent, I'm certainly very pleased that so far I've only brought the Trail Star or Tarp. Okay, now I can't say this is perfect, but we might have, through there is a possibility. Now at the moment the wind is coming up the valley. In other words, when I'm walking this way, I'm walking into the wind. The wind is behind. So, possible. The thing is, we're so close to over there, and this is such a possible spot, it would almost be a shame to not pitch there. There might be something better, but I think that is worth investigating. Right through there, it's a little bit raised up, but I'm going to try in there. We kind of got lucky this time. As soon as I start looking for something on camera, I find something straight away. And when I'm not looking for something on camera, it takes me 20 years. All right, now that we've found camp, we've stood on it, we've checked that it's okay, we then obviously take your pack off. The first thing to do, realistically, you know, where possible, is to get your shelter up. Especially when you're out here, you could quite obviously wait a couple of hours and just sit by the water and enjoy the water and make a cup of tea. But, you know, given that this is the Lake District, and the weather can change, like it did yesterday. I think for the want of, you know, a few minutes now, even though it's only 3:30, and I know often they say set up late, pack up early. Well, I say bollocks to that. You know, yes, if you're going to walk 10 minutes from the car, or of course you're going to go in your local wood, you know, then clearly you don't want to be setting up, you know, until late, and that's clear and very, very obvious. And of course I would do the same thing, but you know, we're out here. This is almost the middle of nowhere, and the chances of someone, you know, complaining or coming along is zero here. You know, no rangers are going to be coming out here. I mean, you're so far up the valley. Now I like to have my front as high as is possible. That's a pretty high front there. Kind of get your front about where you want it. That's the first thing to do. We can come around the back. We've already got the back. You can see that the back is already raised, you know, quite a bit off the ground by way of this long line. Okay, now probably what we should have done, and I didn't, and we'll do it now quickly. We haven't forgotten the two edges there. We can come back to them in a minute. Straight away, yeah. Okay, all right, so it's really good that we've done it wrong, and then we can rectify it together. So straight away you can see that the high part is this bit through here. So that line through there is the high part, and then you might just be able to see that this bit drops down there, and that bit where it's dropping down is kind of almost where the center line is. You know, that is, you know, we just need it moved over to the left. That actually will be fairly easy to do. So first of all, loosen off this far right hand line here and the far right hand line at the back. So basically all you've done is you've just loosened everything on the right hand side. And now, very simply, just tighten things up on the left hand side, which means this one at the back, you know, literally by not even having to move a peg. And now it's more central. I do think the back just needs to move over a little bit more. So again, just come around here. Now in this case we need to bring this peg forward a little bit. Right, another little tip for you. I think it will work. If you just want to get the front raised up, but that's as far as it will go, if you just make sure that your lines at the front apart from that one are just a little bit loose, then you know what we're going to do. You adjust things back here. Now the peg's already in place, so you don't realistically need to move the peg. And by tightening this line up here, I think I will just straighten it up as we've moved it over a bit so there's less strain on it. But you can see now, by tightening it up, it's brought that front higher. Okay, so I think we will just straighten up this rear peg. Looks very, very good now. Right, these other two back ones, just don't tighten them too much just yet. So they're tight, but they're not super tight yet. Just come back to the front. Yes, I know all of you tent aficionados are saying that if you want a tent up, you don't have all this rigmarole. And of course, that is correct. This spot here probably would take a tent, obviously. This is just more fun. Right, so that's that one tightened up there. Alright, now the centre pole is drawn askew here. And just straighten that up there. Right, so we still just need, that's okay, because we can use the line to bring that over this way, so that's okay, that's fine. So just tighten that one up there. That's the thing, when I'm filming it, I'm not necessarily concentrating on what I'm doing necessarily. Alright, so that's the front. Now obviously you can see that the back is not very good. What we're going to do is just simply moving this peg this way and then tighten that, and that's got that tight. Now the only slight problem is this one here. Now, what do we do about that? I'll show you. I'll just turn off and then I'll show you. Okay, so what I've done is I've put one line down there, one line down here with two good strong pegs, and then that line coming across here to the pole. Now, I don't want to do it too tight, and I certainly wouldn't be pitching like that if there was going to be a storm, because quite clearly your pole is a weak. Okay, well, time will tell how well this pitch goes, because here I'm below where I'm going to be sleeping. So yesterday when I was setting up, I was kind of like setting up over that side because my bed was more this side. Now I need to set up this side because my bed's going to be more kind of that way. So it's going to be kind of like, see how it goes basically. Now the MLD super light bivvy fits inside this tiny stuff sack here. And that is kind of the first thing that we want to, you know, get out. As I said before, I don't use footprints, but if you've got a foam mat like this, then why not use that as a multi-purpose item? Because basically, I'm trying to think the best place for me to sit, and it might be up there actually. Let me just see a minute. My problem is I'm very squiffy-handed. Okay, all right, that's probably better there. Yeah. So I'm inside the door. So I'm just about inside the door. I'm sort of half in and half out, to be honest, but we're effectively inside the door. Now let me put you can see everything inside and you can see me. So this is the Superlight bivvy, and it's kind of going to go down the central line. The central line sounds like London, doesn't it? So basically what we do is we take out, I might try and use the chesty tomorrow. That's the rubbish. So always make sure that you have, you know, all of your rubbish, take all your rubbish home with you. So I'm just taking out my fuel, so I'm just going to put that there. My stove will probably be cooking in this space here. I seem to have a spare stuff sack, so we'll just put that there. There's food, so that can go there. Wind shirt, it's spare leggings. I don't normally bring spare leggings, but what I did do this time is I brought spare leggings primarily with the thought that if it's raining when I set off, or if it's looking like it's going to rain for a very long time, that what I might actually do is take my trousers off, put leggings on, just very, very light leggings on, and then put my waterproofs over the top, and then put my trousers inside my pack. That's kind of what I'm thinking. You know, if it rained, you know, so much that I would potentially, you know, be needing waterproof for a long time. It's just an idea. The leggings are like 150 grams, so they're not exactly heavy. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking everything out. This time, because I'm over to the left-hand side, I'm fairly close there, you know, to the edge. So in this instance, I'm going to put all my stuff this side of me. And Lassie's still got space here, and she's got plenty of space down there somewhere, and so that, you know, she'll find somewhere in here, kind of, if necessary. So that's kind of taken everything out of my pack that I'm likely to need, and water bottles there, the map, and that's it really. And then I think I've still got I've got a couple of snack bars in there, and my glasses are there, so I need to, and I think what I would do is I'll put my pack for now over here, and then that's just protecting this part of me here from any breezes or anything, you know, like that. And my waterproof trousers can go there, and my waterproof coat, you know, that can go there as well. Now in this instance, obviously it's only not even 5 o'clock, so I'm not going to get into bed or anything like that, but I think it is worth just setting the bed up, and then it's done. We could even do it later on, but I'll do it now. I did have, when I ordered these, I did order 3 of them. I actually ordered 2 of the small ones, or medium or whatever size they were, from one eBay supplier, and then I ordered one of these, which is a bigger one, from another. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow this up, and I'm going to blow up the airbed, and then I'm going to just get out my nighttime stuff here and just get the bed made up. That's inside the super light bivvy, and you can see there's plenty of room back there, and that is with this winter Neo Air. Now I probably wouldn't use a winter sleeping bag in there with this mat. I think I'd be wanting a thinner mat, to be honest, but you know, for summer use it fits in there. It fits in there very nicely. Now I think I've got the back this time higher than I did last time. I'm sure I've got more headroom this time, so I'm kind of hoping that if it does rain, it's because the rain was blowing in all different angles last night that I had to just lower things down a bit. So I'm just hoping that if it rains, and there is some rain forecast, but hopefully not too much, you know, that if it rains, it's not too bad and it doesn't blow this way, because if it does, then we're a little bit we're a bit screwed with an open front Tarp. But we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get to it. But I think what I'm going to do, the same as yesterday, I'll put Lassie's pack just right at the very back there, and then it's just handy, you know, for me to, and then it'll like work as a backstop there. And the other thing that I'm going to do, although to be honest I can just get out and go and get it, but what you could do is tie a piece of cord. If you've got some cord spare, you could tie a piece of cord around that, and then when you put the pack down, when you put the pack down the end, just have a piece of cord coming up the side, and then when you're finished in the morning, just pull your cord if you're feeling too lazy to go and get the pack at the very end. And you know, I suppose if it was, you know, you didn't really want to go outside, that might not be a bad idea, to be honest. Obviously with a bivvy, you know, just make sure that your sleeping bag or quilt or whatever, you know, is properly inside, so there's no bits of your quilt or nightwear or anything like that touching anything, you know, wet. So, you know, just be mindful of, you know, of that. But that looks that looks very cozy, very cozy. All right, I'm going to put Lassie's pack down there, and then I think I'm going to set up shop, as it were, by the riverbank. Maybe time for some soup or something like that. Well, good evening to Cam. You can see I've set up my tripod. What are we going to do here? I've used my tripod and my rain kilt, because when I got here the wind was blowing this way, and now it's raining and the wind seems to be coming inwards a little bit, so I've had to set this up as some sort of rain protection cover thing. So you kind of just have to improvise when you're out here, really. And so far the improvisation thing is just about, you know, just about working. It's not ideal, and obviously if I'd have thought to bring a proper tent with me, then I could just do the door up, but where's the fun in that? Obviously if you had the trail star, then you could just simply move a door around or just go to the back of it, you know. So that's the obvious advantage with the trail star. plus you've got a little bit more room, because obviously at the moment I've lowered the tarp down a little bit as well from the high pitch that we did have, just to give, you know, even more protection. I could lower it more, you know, if necessary, but this seems to be doing the trick. So it's going to be kind of see how it goes really, but so far, and it's been raining on and off for well, it must be a couple of hours now, isn't it really? Because I was going to sit outside about 5:30, and then it started to rain, you know, a light rain, and I ducked inside, and it's really been, you know, raining ever since, but it's not a heavy rain, it's just a pitter-patter of rain. So, you know, it's not very heavy. So, you know, I just thought I would show you my setup. This really is a useful bit of kit, this. I don't know whether Ron at MLD still does these rain kilts. I know people probably, you know, guffaw and laugh at it and everything else like that, but there are occasions when it's an absolute lifesaver. Realistically, it's probably easy to make yourself as well if you're, I mean, I wouldn't be any good at making it, I'm rubbish at that type of thing, but you know, if you're so inclined, it's probably not that difficult to make. If you've got some lightweight sil nylon, a bit of you know, a sewing machine, and you know, a bit of draw cord here, but it's very useful. I don't use it very often, but it's one of those things that I bring on every single camp, because you just never quite know when you might want to use it. It's a little bit annoying with the weather, because like I said, when I set up, the wind was blowing up the valley, and I checked the forecast, and it's supposed to be a southeasterly breeze, and it was always coming from the southeast, which is kind of in that direction, that angle there. So I've probably not got the best of angles that I've pitched, but it was kind of the only option here, one way or the other. Anyway, we're doing okay. This is, you know, this is giving us good protection. We've lowered the front down. Everything here is, you know, everything that's critical here, you know, clearly is dry. And when I swing around here, ouch, you know, I brought the drone under the cover there, even my shoes are under cover. The pack there, that's dry. You know, and then everything is dry there. Dry down the foot end. This wall here is completely dry. When you look underneath, it kind of only gets wet up to about here, and nothing is really getting to me. So I think we're pretty well protected. It's not supposed to rain, you know, super heavy or super hard. But yeah, so we're quite cozy. This is my little cave here. I mean, like I said, it's difficult to know now what the rain is doing, because it's raining, but it's not running down. So I'm not sure whether any more is actually getting in or not. Nothing is really getting on my hand there now. So I might actually be able to take this down, because when I hold that there. That's right at the doorway, and that's my fingers there, and that's, you know, outside of there, and nothing's touching me. So I might actually now be able to take this down and just keep it there as a backup, you know, just in case. It's really difficult. I could do with a pee as well. So I could do with hanging my pecker outside somewhere. Alright, well I think I'm going to take this down and then just see whether I can manage without it for a bit. Alright, I'll catch up with you either later on or in the morning or the next video.